Hi.
Hi, are you waiting for me?
Yes. Are you the doctor?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Hi. You said sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah. We needed you last week.
You what?
I said we needed you last week.
I know. Well, I didn't know I was this far along.
I'm sure. Okay. All right. Where are you from? No.
Yeah, she's from.
Okay. Well, you're only 3 hours from the clinic. No, maybe 4.
Yeah, we're actually just crashing with a friend out here. It just happened.
Are you from also? Or?
No. No, I was born in.
But I
then
mean,
lived
are you
in.
from?
Yeah, I was born and raised in.
Okay.
So.
Alright.
But I've moved around a lot.
But you're in Lincoln right now.
Yes.
I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
So, how can I help you?
So they said that that there's also a place in Maryland that we can go to that does them farther, I guess.
Oh yeah, we go. We have for elective we can go 26 weeks, and for indications we can go anything. So.
Okay.
But you've got a month to get that organized. Okay. It gets more expensive every week.
Yeah, I saw that.
So,
But you would be my doctor who would do it, right?
if you go to Germantown, right?
Okay.
And we could start you as early as this Monday.
Is this coming Monday? Okay.
She said you need help with financing.
Yeah, I might. I can get money together through like friends and stuff.
Okay. And there's also an organization that can help. They'll give you the information for the NAP. Okay.
So, what kind of procedure would I have to get then?
It would be the same thing we do here. It's just it would be a combination between a D&E and an induction. We would try to induce you to just deliver the baby.
What do you mean? Like I would have to like birth it?
Yeah, that's the safest thing for you. And but I mean we do it with sedation, so you probably would not be too aware of the final process. But we would do 2 days of putting laminary in your cervix to open it, and then on the 3rd day we would do the delivery.
How do you do it? Like, because she said the nurse said something about a shot.
We do a shot into the fetus to end the pregnancy the first day, and that's the same thing we would do here.
Okay.
Or even if you were anything over 18 weeks, it's the same thing we would do. Or 18 weeks or over, we would do here.
Does it hurt them?
Well, you're going to be asleep and not feel it, and the medicine to put you asleep is like 100 times more than the amount we'd give to the fetus. So yeah, no, I don't think he's going to feel it.
Okay.
It's very. I'm not sure, and I totally disagree that the fetus feels any pain with a regular D&E. At 22, 21, it's like the best way I can explain it is that they have the pain receptors present, but it's like a motion picture. You're watching a movie. You can have the camera and the projector, but if you haven't got a screen for it to play on, you don't have a movie. Right. So, and that's essentially the way it is. The receptors are there, but the brain function is not there.
Okay.
Or it's not connected,
Okay.
And, they circumcise babies without any anesthesia at all. And for years they've done that. And they don't hardly recognize the pain after they're born for the first couple weeks.
Okay.
So after about 2 to 3 weeks after birth, then they have pretty good knowledge of pain. But before that, I'm not so sure that they do.
Okay. And then how do they come out?
Well, if everything works right, they come out. You just deliver them, and they come out fine. Okay. I mean, if for some reason that doesn't happen, then we have to take them out in pieces. I mean, it's just, but the baby's already dead, so that there's not, there's not going to be any pain from that.
Did it ever come out like moving or anything?
No, it's dead. It's going to be dead for 2 days before you deliver it. We're going to know that from the ultrasound.
Okay.
So, we've never. It's all the stuff out there on the internet is to keep you from having to make this choice. So
I read it. Yeah,
if there was any truth to it.
Probably what's freaking you out.
What's that?
The internet.
I did some research and I showed her the article, but there was like a woman who had an abortion at like, I think it was like 24 weeks or something, but it failed, and so like the baby ended up like surviving, and she was like forced to take care of the baby, and so I read that, and then when I was filling out the paperwork today,
He didn't have any injuries or anything?
I think it was like mentally handicapped for the rest of its life, but like I when I was reading today in that thing, it said like
I don't know how that would
failed abortions or something, and so that's why like ever since then I've been like, oh my gosh,
I mean, it depends on what you mean as failed abortion. As far as
like I guess
ending the pregnancy, back 15 years ago, before we started using the fetal injection, there was always a possibility that after they did the labor for a couple of days, that the child would be born. But there would be nothing to damage it. It's just going to be born. But now with the injection, we know that yes, I've had one here that delivered before we thought they should, but the fetus had been dead for a day and a half already, so it's not going to move. It's not, it's just out. And essentially, the abortion's over like 15 minutes after we start the procedure, and then the next 2 days are just dilating your cervix and making it so it comes out so you can't have future pregnancies.
Okay.
So
what would happen if it did come out moving? Like, would I get in trouble or?
Well, if you come to us, it's impossible because I won't do anything else until I know that the fetus is not alive. And if it's not alive, it isn't going to move. Well, no, I mean we're up in the 20-some thousand number of patients over 24 weeks, and hasn't been one moving for 2 days before we finished yet. So I would think that to be moving at the time of delivery would be just absolutely impossible.
Okay.
If it comes out moving, then we have to resuscitate it and send it to the hospital. I mean, that's the law.
You do?
Yeah, everybody. I mean, it's a living thing. Then but that's.
So then I would have to take care of it.
No, you have the right of same as any mother. Within 72 hours of birth, you can say it's not my problem and sign it off.
So in Maryland, that's the law?
Here it's the law. Every state in the United States, that's the law. If the baby is born, if it's born alive, then you have to have it. But
really?
It isn't going to happen. I mean, it's like you telling me that.
So you would have to resuscitate it.
If it were born alive, but there's absolutely zero possibility that's going to happen.
Okay.
Because if it isn't dead, we're not going to go on with the abortion.
Okay.
It'll stay alive inside of you, but I haven't had one that's done that yet. I mean, sometimes we have to repeat the injection on the second day, but that's only been like 3 times in the 20 years I've been doing these.
So the injection is what you stick inside
through your tummy,
through my stomach. And does the needle hurt?
You?
Yeah.
A little bit.
A little bit.
But you probably won't remember it. Most people end up asking me what the Band-Aid's for the next day. So.
Okay. And then, will I feel it like dying?
No. It's not even going to feel it dying. It's just the heart slows down and it just stops.
Because I already feel it like
it's moving
kicking
down.
and moving, and
after 20 weeks it should be.
So I won't feel it like moving or anything.
No,
like,
probably within an hour of the injection, you shouldn't feel it moving anymore.
And then, and then you, on the second day, you take it out, and then what happens to it after?
It goes. We have to either If you want to have it cremated, then you have to arrange that with the funeral home. And in Maryland, it's like $400 or $450 to get them to cremate it and give you back the ashes. If you don't choose to do that, then we send it to be. It goes in with medical, what they call medical body parts, same as if you had an arm amputated at the hospital or something, cancer in the leg, and they have to remove the leg. Then it just gets cremated with that and buried. It has to. It's controlled by the state. You have to have a licensed, regulated carrier that picks it up and transports it to the.
So you don't have anything at the clinic though to do that? I'd have to go outside of the clinic, like if I wanted to bury it, or.
If you want to bury it, then you have to go outside the clinic. Yeah.
Okay. Do a lot of women do that?
Maybe 5%, maybe 1% somewhere. Probably about 5%.
Okay.
But I mean, it's not cheap, and
We can talk.
I mean, those things you have to do.
Okay.
But the sooner you make your, I mean, you have to decide whether you want to have a baby or not. If you don't, then that's the choice. If you do, then your choice is what you're going to do with it, whether you're going to raise it, put it up for adoption, or put it in foster care. Those are the three choices you have.
I don't want any of that. I don't want it.
So, and there's nothing in my mind at all wrong with that. In fact, it's, rather than spending the rest of your life wondering where your child is and what's happening to it and everything else, it's better to know that it can be a memory in your heart and wish it was different, but know that it couldn't be.
Yeah. So, the nurse had said something about staying at a hotel or something.
Yeah. You can get on Priceline and get hotels for $50 a night, $55 a night.
Okay.
Around Germantown or Gaithersburg area. But you'd need the money to get there, you'd need the money for the hotel and money for food for 3 days.
Okay. And you said there was a place that could help me with that?
Huh?
You said that there was something that could help.
I don't know. They do help people if you qualify. I don't know
Okay.
what your income status is or anything like that.
Okay.
They need to know what your household income and expenses are, and then there's a national funding agency that can help somewhat. But they're not going to be able to come up, with the whole thing.
Okay.
Or whatever that is.
And how many days would I need to be there?
We need to start early on Monday morning, Tuesday, and we finish on Wednesday, so you need to probably be there 3 nights. You need to go there Sunday night, Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, and then leave Wednesday after Wednesday. If you make your flight home on Wednesday, make it as late as possible.
Okay.
Otherwise,
just
stay
leave
until
Thursday.
Thursday morning.
Am I going to be in a lot of pain afterwards? Do you know?
You shouldn't be in anything like that. And there are no restrictions afterwards, except for nothing in your vagina for 3 weeks.
Okay.
As I tell everybody, that includes fingers, friends, and fruit. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So,
Do you have any questions? Or?
I mean, it's up to you. So you're saying we need to get there. How far? What did she say you were? How far?
She said
How long
23,
do we
right?
have?
22 weeks. She had a month to get there, but as I said, the difference between, I don't know there, but when we were here, the difference between 22 weeks and 26 weeks was like the difference between $225 or $3,000. I don't know their prices.
Gosh,
And maybe 6,000 or 7,000. So,
Wow.
there's time, but the money, it goes up on an average of $1,000 a week
wow. Okay.
until you're 29, and then it goes up by $2,000 a week. But without a reason, we couldn't do it at 29. So,
Okay.
okay.
And now, just so I know, how long have you been doing this? Like a
I
long
just
time?
got here.
Well, I mean,
Since 1970, I did my first abortion.
Okay. And you've seen a lot of
It's probably,
women that are as far along as I am.
I'm one of the 4 people in the country that do all the later abortions, anything over 24 weeks.
Why
There's
won't
only
more
4 of us.
doctors do them?
Most of the states won't allow them to do them. It's only Colorado, Nebraska, no, Iowa, Maryland, and I can't get funding to get a clinic in Iowa. Otherwise, I'd be there instead of Maryland, but it's a lot closer for me to go.
So it seems like you're like the number one
well
provider.
pretty much. Yeah, we probably do more than twice as many as everybody else of the other three.
Yeah, I googled like about this clinic and I saw that you were like, you know, like so praised, like, oh, he's the best, and so that's why when the nurse had said, you know, we have a clinic in Maryland, I was like, okay, I'll go there.
Yeah.
So.
We weren't expecting you to be so far.
I know, exactly. I thought it was
Period,
20.
girls.
You know, I only thought it was 20 weeks.
There's you know, I don't know as far as I've had people come from farther than this by bus to Maryland.
Really?
By plane and by, I mean, flying if you can get, but the trouble with tickets this time of year at Christmas,
Yeah.
it's flipping impossible.
So what's the exact last, like what's the cutoff to make an appointment by? Like if I can't get it this coming Monday, when is my cutoff?
Well, it's, you know, you can call us up and make the appointment, and then if you can't come, just tell them you can't come.
Okay.
And then we can just reschedule it for the next Monday. But then we're going to be closed for 2 weeks during Christmas. And the week of Christmas and the week of New Year's, we're not going to be there because. So, but you have this week and next week.
Okay.
But I still, the sooner you can get there, the better it would be for everybody.
Okay.
And, you know, even though the risks even at 30 weeks doing an abortion, 36 weeks doing an abortion are still about less than 10% of what they are with childbirth, still they go up every week. So, you know, at 20, 24 weeks, it's hundreds of times safer than going ahead and continuing the pregnancy.
And I'll be able to like conceive in the future?
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, I can't guarantee anything.
Mm-hmm.
But the chances of having to have a D&C that requires a hysterectomy, which is about the only reason you couldn't confuse in the future, is like less than 1 in 20,000 or so.
Okay.
And that's the national average. We haven't even, I've never had to send anybody to the hospital with my patients. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the Kristen Gilbert thing on the internet is was not my patient. I ended up seeing her in the
Who's
hospital.
Kristen Gilbert?
Oh, if you go on the internet, eventually you'll find it. It's a 19-year-old mentally handicapped girl from Texas that Dr. Tiller had operated on, and she happened to come back on the clinic on the day that I was covering for him. But it was like 4 days after that, and she had what's called postpartum HELLP syndrome, which happens very, very, you know, you've heard of eclampsia.
Yeah.
Women. Okay, preeclampsia and eclampsia. If it happens before delivery, the cure is delivery, and it usually is never a problem. But if it happens after delivery, nobody yet has been cured from it, and it's some kind of a immune reaction from your body to the fetal tissue that was there. That was there. So, as delivered, there's still fetal cells in your blood for maybe 4 to 6 weeks. So if you develop a reaction to it, there's just no way to. If we usually by getting the fetus out, then the blood stops mingling, and you start getting better right away. But if it happens after the fetus is already out, then there's nothing else to take out to make you better. So they can treat you with all kinds of steroids, but nobody has survived it yet.
So what happened to her?
She died.
Oh.
So, but they were, they were not upset with even Dr. Tiller, who was the doctor. They invited him to speak at her funeral and said so.
But they got upset at you?
They're not upset with anybody, but the antis are just deciding that they can blame me for it. If Tiller's dead, why blame him?
Right.
So.
Wow.
All right. Well, I gotta go. Whatever choice you make is fine.
Okay.
But only thing I can say, if you're going to terminate, the sooner the better.
Okay.
Honestly, it's about a 20-hour drive there. If you got a car that'll make it that far, that's probably the best thing to do.
Cheaper?
And if you don't, you can rent a car for 6 days for probably a weekly rental around here is about $240.
Okay.
And then you don't have to worry about whether they'll make it or not. It's a hell of a lot cheaper. Then actually the cab fare there for 4 days will run you a couple $100 for this $10 each time you come to the clinic, and probably $30 to get to and from the airport. So,
Okay. Okay.
so I mean, to me, that's, if I didn't go every week, I would drive in a heartbeat, because it's like 6 hours of flying time each way against.
And you do that every week?
I do it every week, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I leave here Sunday morning at 5 in the morning, and I get back on Wednesday night at midnight.
So do you live there?
No, I live here.
Oh, okay. Oh
I
my
have a
gosh.
hotel room there.
Yeah.
But you can get good hotels on Priceline in either Germantown or Gaithersburg. I put Gaithersburg in first and $50 and see what you start at the 3-star and 3.5-star and work down.
Right.
And then if you don't get anything, then add Germantown and go to 55.
Okay.
You'll find something decent. Don't go below 2.5 stars.
Okay. Gets a little crazy.
Because then you end up
Creepy.
with the red roof inns and stuff.
Okay.
But even so, the red roof inn, they're like $70 or $89 if you walk there. I mean, if you just sign up there. But I don't know.
And we want you to be comfortable and stuff.
Excuse me?
I was just saying to her, we want her to be comfortable.
Yeah. Well, it was a pleasure to meet you. It's good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
You're gonna still, if you call that number, you're gonna still get us. So call us, because we make all their appointments.
Okay. Okay.
It's my office that we run from here, and I just go there and do things.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.